Jamie Varner, who's our lightweight champion. Jamie is 16-2-2. Obviously, Jamie's been out for a while. He's had some injuries. He had his hand injured in January against Donald Cerrone. A couple surgeries later, Jamie's back. We couldn't be happier. Jamie's an excellent boxer, really, really good wrestling game. He knows Henderson well. Him and Henderson train together. And so Jamie's very familiar with Ben and what Ben brings to the cage. So what I'd like to do is have each fighter get up and make some comments, and I'll start with Mr. Jamie Varner.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Reed's right. Me and Ben trained together, and a lot has changed since then. He's definitely grown as a fighter, gotten a lot better. So, I can take what little we did have in training together, and I can definitely incorporate that into the fight, and I've incorporated that into my training. But, every fight you learn, and his fight with Donald Cerrone, he became a better fighter after that. So I'm expecting the best Ben Henderson that there's ever been, and you're going to get the best Jamie Varner that there's ever been. So I'm really looking forward to this, guys. I'm really confident, and I do not see this fight lasting very long. All right. Thank you.
Nice job, Jamie. All right, next to my left is Ben Smooth Henderson. Ben obviously was in what I consider one of the best fights I've ever seen against Donald Cerrone. Ben fought off some submissions, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, but I want him to either show me or explain to me how he did that, because I literally thought the fight was over when Donald sunk a couple of those chokes. So Ben is obviously a very, very highly skilled ground guy. He's also a Taekwondo black belt, and probably one of the best conditioned athletes in the sport. So with that, I'd like to have Ben come up and say a couple words. Ben Henderson.
Hey, hello. First time, so I'm a little nervous. I apologize. I want to say, Jamie and I did train, helped him get ready for his Marcus Hicks fight. He did very well, great champ. I'm excited to get a chance just to, go prove myself once again. Each and every time you step into that ring, step into that cage, you have to prove yourself every time you step in there. So I'm excited just to get another chance to prove myself at yet another higher level, and hopefully for the rest of my career, just keep proving myself at higher and higher levels. That being said, I want to give all praise and glory to the Lord God who sits most high. And I want to say thank you guys all for coming out.
Could you explain kind of what this last year has been like for you emotionally? Obviously, you've continued to train, but you've made a couple public appearances that people have been kind of brutal, the fans. How has that affected you emotionally over the past year?
Well, this past year has been really rough, man. It's been a tough year. You take the one thing you love and completely take it away. It's not a part of your life anymore. It's really hard, and to have kind of the public backlash that I've been receiving is also hard, because the reason why I fight isn't just because I have a burning competitive desire, but it's also to put on a show for you guys. I want to make the fans happy. I want to make the people happy, and I want to grow myself as a brand, and I want to be recognized, because we don't in MMA there isn't as much money in MMA as like football and all those other sports. So I mean, we do it for the respect. And when I went through that fight, broke my hand, broke my foot, got a lesion in my eye, and to have all those people kind of doubt me and boo me, it's really hard. But that motivated me. It really motivated me in this fight. I started swimming with the Arizona State swim team. I hadn't swam since high school, and I was going with guys that were all-American swimmers, and just it took me to a whole different level, man. And it helped me center myself. I grew as a man. I grew as a fighter, and I think this is going to be the best fight of my career, and I'm real excited to put on a good show for everybody.
Could you talk about how your mental approach is coming into this fight? Is it different than last time? Now you're a belt holder. It's the interim belt, but you're a champion. Is your mindset or your confidence level or anything different coming into this fight than it was with your last?
No, pretty much coming into this fight is the same as all my fights. You have to always bring your best, regardless of the position or situation you're in. Whether it's your very first fight as an amateur or your 10th title defense, whatever it is, you should always bring your best and bring your game. You don't want to particularly tailor tailor your fight plan towards the guy you're facing, but more towards just what you have to do and instill your will throughout the fight. And that's pretty much been our approach, my team and I, my entire career so far, and it's gone well so far. So I'm going to continue doing that.
Obviously the champion coming in here, but do you feel in some weird way that you've got to prove yourself again to the fans? Because the WC has become so popular over the past year, and this guy is probably the guy that has more buzz around him right now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. After my last fight, Twitter wasn't really a big deal, and that it's just amazing how things have changed over the past year, and how even social networking, everything's just gotten so big. But yeah, I have a lot to prove. I think I have. I'm fighting for respect. I'm also fighting for relevance, and I'm also fighting to show everybody why I'm the WC lightweight champion. No offense to Ben. I mean, he had a great fight, but the belt doesn't signify his fight wasn't what I had to fight for. The belt doesn't signify the same thing. And I had to fight the best Razor Rob McCall that there ever was, the guy that was unbeaten for 3 years, the guy that's never been knocked out. I mean, and he was like, the guy was looked at as unbeatable. He was looked at as one of the top lightweights in the world when I went there and fought him. And then Marcus Hicks, he was another tough guy, undefeated, choking everybody out, just ran over Ed Ratcliffe in less than a round. And then even Donald Cerrone was looked at as unbeatable. And so the fact that I've had to go through all those fights, people don't remember those. They remember the last one, and they remember the last 15 seconds of the last one. So for the last 15 seconds of this fight, it's going to be something spectacular, and that's what I'm focused on right now, is getting through those last 15 seconds and put on the best show I possibly can.